Call of Duty and progression. They go together like bacon and cheese whiz. Not terrible, but did it sound right when I said it? Call of Duty has always had a sort of RPG-esque progression system where players are encouraged to complete challenges for XP in order to level up and unlock new things for their classes. But there's been what you could call an obsession with progression in the Call of Duty community that I've started noticing more and more each title, and I've never understood it. Because I mean, for years, people have been boosting, trying to get camos unlocked, working with their friends in lobbies to get challenges done. It's been a whole thing. I think people were even trying to buy accounts that had certain camos on them at one point, but maybe that was a really weird edge case. Either way, those PNGs you wrap around your gun or those calling cards you earn are just so special to people, and I totally get it. I mean, the last Call of Duty I max prestiged and got the highest difficulty camo in was Black Ops 3, max prestige and dark matter, and a little bit proud. In fact, Black Ops 2 up through Black Ops 3, I had max prestige and the highest order camo that you could get. But then I started to care less and less about progression and more about experience. The moment-to-moment gameplay of Call of Duty became my main focus, and obsessively chasing numbers just seemed to be less and less interesting as I've gotten older. But then I looked at Exclusive Ace's tweet, and this really cements my opinion that people are a little obsessed with what they can unlock. So Exclusive Ace said on Twitter, "The top Vanguard Reddit post right now is about how cool it was that someone in the game offered to trade kills and boost for camos. I can't believe challenges in COD have become so tedious that organizing to boost is now widely celebrated as wholesome, rather than essentially cheating." But I think there is a two-layer issue here, and the first layer I laid out in my tweet response to him. I said that seems like a dopamine issue more than an issue with the game. People are unknowingly burning themselves out by focusing obsessively on the grind and expecting to have everything unlocked and leveled up within the first 5 months. So let's talk about that layer of the argument first and then get to the second one later, because Ace did respond to me, and I didn't totally agree with him, but I do see where he's coming from. Let me rephrase that. He's absolutely right, but there's an element of it that I think people are missing. So the dopamine issue. If you are used to or have become accustomed to stuff like shipment and shoot house and just hardcore grinding your weapons out to get XP and camos and things completed way faster than everybody else, you're into that optimal grind. You're one of those people that goes on Twitter and complains to Infinity Ward, or you did back in the day. You complained to Infinity Ward every time shipment or shoot house wasn't in a 24/7 playlist. You only played Nuketown 24/7 in Cold War, and now in Vanguard, you play shipment and DOS house as often as humanly possible. Now, while the goals you have, the camos you want to unlock, the challenges you want to complete, while those do push you to play longer and play more, you're not getting a variety of experiences. And it's whittling away at your love of the game, and I just don't see any other way that could be described. I mean, I know it sounds pretentious, I'm telling you you're playing the game wrong and you're the one that paid for it, so, you're about to get really frustrated with me in the comment section, but hear me out. Mastery camos and challenges that take a long time to complete, things that are multi-layered, requiring the use of multiple weapons to do multiple challenges. Hell, even Vanguard for certain camos forces you to use specific attachment combinations, which might be attachment combinations that either you don't like or just don't make any factual sense to use. And in all of this, we forget what the reward is supposed to reflect. The reward should reflect the adventure. It should reflect your journey throughout the game. Highs, lows, ebbs and flows, slow campy matches, fast-paced chaotic ones, long-range firefights, interesting matchups against full clans. If all your camo, or all your calling card, or whatever the challenge might be, whatever you're trying to unlock, if all it represents is how long you farmed kills on the smallest maps, how long you obsessively grinded for them, then, in my opinion, the reward stands for a lot less if your main concern is optimizing your grind. And that's really the key difference. There's prioritizing the grind versus optimizing it obsessively. And of course, I love going for certain gold camos, but I found that I enjoy Call of Duty more if I go for the higher end camos and things with the weapons I like, not forcing myself to use the ones I don't enjoy. And yet I've had friends that will rant and complain throughout their play session of Vanguard because they're trying to use a pistol that isn't very good, they're trying to shoot down streaks that are too fast, they're trying to use a sniper on a small map because all they want is that progression. And that progression, again, it can be a really good motivator. Your dopamine is fixated on it, but you're leading yourself to burnout. And let's say you get the highest level camo, you get Atomic or Damascus, or you complete every challenge in the game by grinding on shipment or shoot house. or whatever, again, the small map is, doesn't matter. The thing is about that, it's like winning $1 million from a lottery. Of course you enjoy the reward, but you're not really proud, you're lucky. I'm not saying that is directly comparable, that you're just lucky if you unlock something, but please humor my train of thought here. The context in which you accumulate $1 million, whether luck of the draw lottery or a long and tedious 10 years at your small business that you started, however you accumulate up to $1 million is going to change your perspective on that $1 million. It's going to mean different things to you. You'll appreciate having $1 million in your bank account no matter what, but the context is different. Now, if you go to Call of Duty, it's something much more superficial. It's a hobby, it's a pastime. It's already something that isn't going to make you $1 million likely. It's already something that is sort of something you do after your real job or after school or in your moments of free time. Or maybe you're a YouTuber, streamer, influencer, in which case you play Call of Duty until you despise it. Either way, a camo earned through the easiest method, the most repetitive, tedious, low effort, lowest variable, optimized method is just boring. And again, you're driven by the numbers and not by the experiences. So at the end of it, congratulations, you have dopamine burnout. You chased numbers, not gameplay. And what interesting one-on-one sniper duels did you have with somebody on the enemy team? What interesting kill trades did you have with that other weirdo using a slug shotgun? What other really hard-fought, sweaty match did you have with your friends and your clan against another group of people in domination? On a larger, more complicated map, going on a long flank and getting a quad feed might feel really good and satisfying, and it might be a little bit flash in the pan, unless you're used to getting quad feeds all the time in your usual shipment playlist, which sort of feeds them to you with a spoon. But let's go over the second part of the argument that Exclusive Ace laid out in his tweet towards me. He says, I disagree. Many of the challenges have become overly tedious and take away from enjoying the gameplay experience, and some force a specific playstyle. Camo challenges should be engaging and enhance the gameplay experience, not a chore to slog through for hundreds of hours. I'd be all for a long grind that takes a good chunk of a year to complete if the challenges were engaging and designed around encouraging healthy gameplay, rather than 100 plus long shots per gun, which essentially forces you to camp for any efficiency. And he's totally right. Ever since Call of Duty got rid of the traditional prestige and gave us seasonal ranks that are arbitrary and reset, we only really care about our weapon levels, battle pass progress, and I guess now in Vanguard, maybe your operator level if you can unlock an outfit for them that you like. But the thing is Call of Duty is far more focused on selling cosmetic bundles that have really unique weapon camos and variants and operator outfits that just blow your brains out, either because they're really cool or really hideous. Either way, Call of Duty doesn't really value the grind for Atomic anymore, Diamond, Dark Matter, whatever the equivalent might be. They know that it's not as big of a deal, so I think they think by making it more tedious, you have to level up the gun 70 times, you have to go get 100 long shots, you have to go get, 100 headshots with this weird attachment combo. I think they think that makes the game more engaging while also increasing player retention. I mean, we can see that in the challenges they put out where it's like, get 3 hipfire kills in 15 games. It's basically telling you to go play 15 games, please, we're begging you. It's a dirty player retention tactic, and I, for one, definitely see where he's coming from. But I have a counterpoint. Even under the worst circumstances, where the challenges are incredibly tedious, forcing you to camp, forcing you to use weird attachments, forcing you to use the gun in a way you don't desire, we have to ask ourselves, where's the other progression? Currently, in the here and now, what is the other progression that you're going to be working towards? And the other thing to mention is, what does the reward represent? What does it represent at the end of everything? I think those 100 long shots are there to get people to go out of shipment and actually play the rest of the damn game. I think they're there to annoy you a little bit, to work on your game sense as to what longer sightlines you're supposed to hold on, because you might think, well, just, camp, but just camping isn't really optimal. If you still want to progress the challenge, you have to know where to post up. You have to know where and what lanes to watch, and then you have to be accurate enough to get those kills at that range optimally. It's an adventure with your gun, and I'll admit, a tedious, frustrating one, but how do you make Diamond, Dark Matter, Atomic, Damascus, how do you make that stand out in a sea of increasingly out there and goofy, crazy, eye-popping, head-turning cosmetics? Let's make the fuckers sweat for it. So you have these people that are now just perplexed when a challenge takes longer than 5 months to complete. I'm sorry that Atomic is hard to grind for, I really am. But what else is it worth if it's not incredibly hard to grind for? I mean, if it's not the hardest thing to do in the game, who the fuck cares? Oh, is it tedious to camp for 100 long shots? Okay, then don't go for the camo. Oh, you really want the camo. Well, then you really want to do the challenge. Oh, but it's not fun. Well, you should play in a way that's fun. Oh, fun is completing the challenge. Okay, we'll do the challenge. Oh, the challenge is too hard, it's too tedious. You have a real life to get to. Well, then maybe don't prioritize the hardest to get thing in the game. Something has to be there for the psychopaths that prioritize Call of Duty over every other game per year. I'm sorry, there just needs to be something that is for the hardened grinder, the person who really values that achievement. And if that achievement is easy, if that achievement isn't a little tedious, isn't a little obnoxious, you're not going to value it. At least, that's my opinion. Now, the next question, and a lot of people are going to be jumping on me already in the comments section, I see you. Should it be that way? Should it be annoying and tedious? No, it needs to still be fun. It needs to encourage healthy gameplay. But as long as playlists like DOS House 24/7, Shipment 24/7, Shoot House, Nuketown, Rust, as long as those tiny map playlists exist 24/7, and they keep pumping out double XP event after double XP event, you're not going to get a healthy gameplay experience. As long as there's stuff in the store that looks 100 times better than whatever camo or thing you can progress towards with your own skill, you're not gonna get healthy gameplay or healthy grinding, because people don't value it. The game doesn't seem to value it, but it wants you to value it. It's a weird mix, but it's not. Currently, I totally agree. Something is out of balance. Currently, something is terribly out of balance. And it frustrates me because I feel like Black Ops 2 nailed this, Black Ops 3 nailed this. I feel like other Call of Duty games just had better progression systems. I would say Infinite Warfare still, even though I never maxed prestige in it, maybe I should on stream sometime, but Infinite Warfare had an amazing progression system and we never really saw it return. Yes, Call of Duty is making challenges more tedious, but also they have opened Pandora's box and they can't get players to leave that high efficiency playlist that they keep putting in rotation, and they get so much bad PR when they take it out of rotation. People even back in the day were boosting for camos and challenge completion. This isn't really new. What's new, like Ace said in his original tweet that I showed here, what's new is that people are sort of treating it as wholesome or the right thing to do. And that does show that Call of Duty does need to rethink the balance of their challenges, for sure. Being obsessed with player attention is gonna leave people burnt out. Naturally occurring, well-balanced fun is a much better way to get people to come and play your game long-term, more than just these challenges that outright say, hey, play the game for like 150 minutes, please. So it's a mix of like 3 different things here. Call of Duty needs to rethink their challenges. There is a huge problem with what small maps and grinding maps did to the community, and the reward has to mean something, and it's not gonna mean anything unless it's a little tedious, a little frustrating, a little rage-inducing, a little time-consuming. So it's an unsatisfying ending with this video. Everybody's right. Everybody's right. Just every point is right. Yes, it's too hard, but also it should be hard. And yes, those grindy maps help because it's so hard, but they're also hurting the game because of the nature of small grindy maps. So, yeah, neat. Okay. Thanks for watching.